what is mostly affected, Madam Speaker, it is the value addition. Because investors in this crop are not able to get licenses to add value to the crop because of the classification. As it stands, the classification, the consumption is still constant, but who suffers most is the people who want to add value. And I think Senator Murungi, what he's doing here through this bill is serious representation of his people. And I think by this bill only, the people of Meru ought to make a decision, because this crop supports over 500,000 families in Meru, directly and indirectly. We have transporters, we have traders, and this is what forms the basis of their livelihood. It pays school fees, and this is all they know. And Senator Murungi, by way of this amendment, is going to unlock another whole economic activity on the Mira, using this Mira crop by value addition. You know, Jabba juice is being traded like it's an illegal trade right now. There is all this stigma on the Meru people who trade on Mira because they look like they are dealing with an illegal crop. Yet, it is by all means, and even under the Crops Act 2013, it is scheduled as a legal crop. And this is a contradiction that this bill seeks to remove. So if you stand here before this House and say that Mira is being abused, whether we pass this amendment or not, Mira will continue to be abused by other people, just like alcohol is being abused by some people. I consume Mira personally. I don't abuse Mira. I do it maybe once in a month, and it is one of those small pleasures of life, Madam Speaker. And just like any other thing, substance that risks being abused, Mira is one of those. So I do not support that we should stand here today and list reasons why or how Mira is being abused in some areas as reasons why we should not declassify cathinone and caffeine from the narcotics and psychotropic substances, Madam Speaker. And the World Health Organization, in their studies, they have clearly stated that it is not prone to abuse and the dependency is low. That is science, Madam Speaker. And if that's what science says, then it explains that those who are stuck in the habit are simply abusing it. I want to support, just based on the fact that it is a pillar, an economic pillar, particularly in Meru, in the Nyambene area, just on those grounds, that we unlock this value addition that they are seeking to be engaged in, because as of now, you cannot get licensed to process Mira. You have to do it chini ya maji, so to speak. So this House must legislate with courage and with clarity. It is not about stories and experiences of those maybe jobless youth who fall victim to many other practices, which in the first place they should not even be engaging in, and unlock, as I have said before, as a GDP, they are rightfully very big GDP contributors in the country. On one hand, we support the crop and the trade. On the other hand, we are collecting taxes from them. On the other hand, we are curtailing the whole ecosystem of Mira by having contradictory laws. We are telling farmers on one hand, grow the crop. And on the other hand, we're telling investors, you cannot process it. And so it is in our hands, this bill, luckily. I want to urge Senator Murungi, lobby members in this House so that we pass this amendment. It is going to bring a great difference in the Mira industry. It is going to bring employment for our youth. It is going to increase the tax base in the country. And with those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I support.
There's no other senator, so the mover may reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, I really want to thank the members who have contributed either positively or negatively to this important motion. I want to start with Senator Chaligay, Senator Mudigi, Senator Mohamed Faki, Senator Abbas, Senator Murango, Senator Iloba, and Senator Karen Nyamu. I want to really thank them for giving this motion some time to think and to think through about it. But Madam Speaker, what I have seen, most of the members, those maybe who are not supporting, they don't understand what I'm trying to seek. And I really explained for more than almost 30 minutes the justification. You know, most of the members are discussing whether Mira should be banned from Kenya from being used in Kenya. That is not the issue. Mira already is a scheduled crop in the Crop Act 2013. So there is no way, we have no powers unless if somebody will go to amend that section so that it is not a scheduled crop, then Mira will not benefit. Even before 2013, Mira chewing was not illegal. Mira has been consumed since, I don't know, the creation. Therefore, Madam Speaker, the issue that honorary members have not understood is that we are either agreeing or disagreeing that Mira should be, the bill intends to amend the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Act to remove a substance called cathinone and cathin as naturally found in Mira crop from the classification of psychotropic substances. Cathinone and cathin occurring naturally in the Mira plant is very, very different with that what has been categorized in Schedule 2 as psychotropic substances, as cathinone and cathin. If you go and produce cathinone and cathin in a lab, that is a drug. That is what we are agreeing with that. But the cathinone and cathin occurring in its natural state in Mira, natural state, because if that twig, if you keep it for more than 12 hours, that cathinone and cathin will go. You will not find it. So researchers have found that this crop, the cathinone and cathin, is not harmful at all to the human body. But as many members have contributed and have expressed themselves, if you take in excess, I think that is what is happening in the northeastern. If you take this, anything you take in excess, of course it will have an effect on you, on your body. And that is why in Kiswahili, Murango was trying to say, Senator Murango, use everything in moderation. If you drink a lot of tea, a lot of milk, you know it will affect your belly, it will affect you. But anything you use in moderation. Senator Cullen, I'm happy that you really support this bill, and you chew even once per month.